Hello and welcome to Alone Among the Stars by Takuma Okada. Takuma is just a wonderful human. They wrote this beautiful game. It's very simple about exploration. What's really cool about this game is that it is probably like one of the most popular and influential solo games out there. It's inspired so many hacks and other games kind of based on the Alone Among the Stars system. I think Takuma has been calling these games the Alone at the Table games. At least that's what their collection on itch.io is. So you can get this game for free or by giving Takuma money, which you should, on noroadhome.itch.io /Alone Among the Stars. It's really simple. It's a really simple mechanic. It involves a deck of cards and 1d6, and that is it. So I kind of briefly read through these rules, but haven't read through them a lot. So let's go to my starry screen and I will read the rules out loud. So you are a solitary adventurer hopping from planet to planet exploring. Each world has unique features for you to discover and record. They are represented by cards from a standard deck placed face down. To find a new planet, you roll a dice and you discover some cards. Oh, you know what? This is what happens when I didn't read ahead of time. I don't have like a Word document that I will use. So what I'll do is I will just put it in. I will put it in chat here and then log it later and put it on my website. Play till you are tired and want to return home. Yeah. So we don't have to do character creation in this game, but let's get a little bit of an idea of who and what we are. I haven't played this in a while, but I used to play this wonderful game called Starbound. It is kind of like Stardew Valley in space with a lot more fighting-y stuff. And it's about a lot of things. Starbound is a really cool game in that you can, if you just want to like go colonize all the planets, you can go colonize all the planets. If you just want to like go to this one planet and like make a house and make a farm, you can just do that. If you want to go save the universe, you can 100% go save the universe. It's all up to you and what you want, which I kind of like. I want you to. I made all these pretty cards. I want to show them. Yeah. But anyway, about Starbound, part of the thing is that Earth has been destroyed, or like imperiled in some way, and you are just this one person who kind of shows up and is like, who has to, save the world. But you're just this one person with your little pet, and you're just going around looking for planets and looking for stuff and trying to find resources. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think I don't know anything about myself really, except that I am I don't think a soul survivor, but I'm like I've just been sent out because of something bad happened and I had to escape, and now I am on my little tiny spaceship going and exploring the world. So the rules say to find a new planet, roll a 6-sided die and place face cards down equal to the number rolled. So I rolled 3 dice. So we got 1. Let's zoom in a little bit. Can you see me now? I just want to make sure that you can see the cards. Yeah, that works. I'll place 3 cards here. Yeah. To find a new planet, place the cards face down, number rolled. To flip over a card and discover something, roll a 6-sided dice. So, let's say I have emergency landed. Like, not that the ship will never get up again. I'm not like stranded, because the point of this is to like go to different planets, but like kind of like the engines are overheating because we just had to escape from our home planet really fast, and now the hyperdrive is really hot, and I have to land somewhere and like let it chill for a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna roll another dice. That is a 4. So on a 4, I come upon it suddenly. So let's flip this card. This is a 10 of clubs. So clubs are plants or other immobile forms of life. Towering trees, carnivorous pitchers, giant ferns, glowing weeds, floating flowers, oozing mushrooms. I think... What would I come upon suddenly? I think these are some, like, big fern-like things. And, like, ferns get pretty... Like, the bushes themselves are, like, large and... But the ferns are, like, huge. Like, you can't even see... You can't even see how big they are. They're, like, big. Probably the size of a door. And as I like open the door of the spaceship, I just kind of get these ferns just kind of like into my face, like they had been kind of pressing up against the door of the ship to try and let me get in. And these according to the table, these ferns are on a cliff face. So I think we see me. Yeah, these ferns just like kind of come in, and then there's just this like hollow sound of air just rushing through and nothingness, or that, you know, the kind of breeze that you get when you're on the edge of a cliff, as I kind of stop myself and see that the spaceship, I think it was a little bit of a rough landing because everything's overheated, so like even the landing gear was not really great. As the spaceship has come right up to the edge of this cliff. So it's not like right up at the edge because there are ferns, right? So, but it's probably like a couple feet, and then it's just cliff. And so it's probably one of those things where I open and I kind of like push back the ferns, like cautiously. Excuse me. And then there's just like nothing. There's just cliff. So that's scary. And I think this is like a fairly small ship. I think that might be part of the reason why to get where we need to go. Like there's probably a safe city or haven somewhere nearby, or not nearby, like somewhere in the next galaxy or something. But this is a very small ship. It can't be in hyperspace for very long distances. And so I have to kind of make quick, short little jumps and rest places, like just to let the engines chill. So I think what happens is I like climb up over my ship to see where I am, and what is on the other side of the door. So I'm kind of like standing on top of my spaceship, where there's the ferns are very, very tall and very, very big, or the ferns are very big and wide, but the bushes themselves aren't much taller than like 6 feet. So standing on top of the spaceship, I can see. And I think this is a great time to discover a new thing. So I'm gonna roll another dice. I rolled a 6. When I roll a 6, that means when I roll a 6, I spot it as I'm resting. Perfect. This works really well. So I'm sitting on top of my spaceship, looking around, trying to get my bearings about where I am. And as I'm sitting up and just catching my breath because I just climbed a spaceship, I see. What do I see? Oh no, that's gonna. I wanna like. I'm sorry, I have to play some window Tetris. Everyone's favorite game. I see 6 of clubs. Some more clubs. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna say that's plants because I've already done those things, but those are that's definitely a spade, and this is also definitely a spade, and I definitely know my card suits. So, spades are natural phenomena. Huge crystal formations. Oh, you know what? That totally works. Instead of the plants, it was the big cliff. That was my natural phenomena the first time, and the ferns were just there for cover or color flavor. Spades are natural phenomena, so huge crystal formations, mirages, vividly colored lighting, strange clouds, all that kind of stuff. So I think I think this is going to be... I don't know what it is. I think this is going to be, Hum. So I'm on a cliff, so that sounds like mountains or canyon. Yeah, maybe there's like, I can see the cloud. Can I see the clouds above or below me? Oh, that's a really good idea. I think the clouds are above me, but I think what I see is kind of like a Grand Canyon kind of thing, like an old ancient riverbed. And excuse me. It's like green. It's like a very, very, like an oxidized copper color. And that's what I see when I'm sitting on top of my ship. And what else? What is the last thing that I see? Because you only get to find three things on this planet. So I'm gonna roll my dice again. I rolled a 4. So this comes up on myself suddenly again. And I'm gonna flip this card, and it is a 6 of... oh, you know what? I'm just bad at this game. I was supposed to find that natural phenomenon on the snowy peak of a mountain. So maybe that's where the ship was. But also on this snowy peak of a mountain, I find a 6 of diamonds. Diamonds are living beings. So I think what happens is, as I'm sitting on this, I don't know if you can see my cat. She's being real cute right now. No, you can't. It's too bad. She's being super cute. Yeah. We see this, like, I think it's just a big, like, Godzilla type creature. Like, kind of stomping through this, like, oxidized copper canyon. And I realized that, like, maybe this wasn't a riverbed. Maybe this is just, like, foot traffic from these very large, like, giant lizard monsters. I think they're, like, what looks cool, like, orangey scales against this, like, green copper. So that's scary. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to go right now. Just peace out, goodbye. And I'm actually gonna write. So now I'm ready to go. And now I give the name a number. Yeah, I give it a number or a name, and I find a new planet. So we're gonna call this planet 01-53. Dragos. And that is the that's the game. That's this planet. That's a 1-53 Dagus. And I will... How do I discard? I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna take them. Not, I should really learn what yeah, I should really learn how to use the cards in Roll20 because I play a lot of card-based games. So now we're gonna discover a new planet. This is number 6, so we're gonna pull 6 cards. I just want to make sure you can see them. Hello. Hello, can you see my cards? Okay. Let me just do something about this real quick. Game. Reset. Okay. Sorry, I know this probably doesn't matter to you, but it matters to me! So... There we go. We're gonna draw 6 cards. Do. 4, 5, 6. So then we do the same thing. I want to discover something new on this new planet, so I kind of hop into my spaceship. They're still a little hot, so I can't go into hyperspace, but I can like hop to a nearby planet, and that's what I do. Because, yeah, terrifying, like, kaiju animals are, not what I want. Not what I want. For chill rest times. So that's a 2. On 2, it is arduous to get to. So we're gonna flip the card. It is an Ace of Hearts. Hearts are ruins. And an ace means that it's in a field that is taller than me. So... I think this spaceship can run on some kind of natural, like, commonly found material in this solar system. Oh no, we said I was going to the next galaxy over. You know what? Maybe I'm getting hungry. And like, because the jumps are gonna have to be so short, I'm not starving yet, but the readings of this planet seem like there is an edible food source nearby, or on the planet, and so I am going through with my, like, I don't know, probably like a little tricorder thing, looking for this kind of edible food source that it recognizes. There's a lot of plants and things that I don't recognize, or that the computer doesn't recognize, but there are some common ones, or there are some ones that the computer recognizes as edible. So I'm going around and I'm looking for that, and I come to this field of, I think it's like if I felt smaller with these giant ferns and stuff on the first planet, like I feel even smaller in this one. And there are these they look like long purple wheat, just kind of swaying in this wind. And it looked very beautiful from the ridge that my spaceship landed on, but as I was getting into it, it's very dense, and kind of scratchy. And so I have like probably a laser machete, because this is made up sci-fi right on the top of my head, so I definitely have a laser machete. It looks like it's just a machete handle, and then it like projects out like a hologram type blade, lightsaber style, except that it actually cuts stuff. So I'm like laser macheteing my way through this like pale purple grass, and it's like really hard, like it's not very thick grass, it's just very tall, but it's messy work, and I'm covered in like purple wheat fibers. You know, like wheat has that like the seed bit at the top, and it's all kind of hairy. I'm like covered in that. It's like icky and weird. Yeah. So, I get there, and we haven't discovered what I found yet. This was the arduous field that I need to get to. I find a ruin. So I think I find... I think I find what looks like a well, that has been long abandoned. And just because, even though the grass is very tall and I feel like, you know, a Lilliputian, the well is me-sized. And I kind of like look down into the well, and I see these fungi, and these fungi are what is so the well's dried up, but it's still kind of like damp-ish. There's just not enough groundwater in this area to like actually draw up large amounts of water, but it's still moisture, it's still damp, and so there are these really like fungus that are edible, but I know they're edible. They're in the computer, but on my home planet, they're like probably like portobello sized ish, maybe, or you know, this is probably the biggest one. They normally come kind of this big. They're like dinner plate sized here. So I'm just like, with my laser machete, I kind of like go down this like old rope, which is probably not safe. And I like kind of like have it hooked on one arm. And I'm like rappelling down this at the dinner plate sized mushrooms, and I'm like set for the trip. And let's see what happens. If something bad happens, like if I get a 3 to 4, I might fall down the well. But we don't know yet. I rolled a 2, so it's arduous to get to. So actually, you know what? I think no, I don't fall down the well. That's too much. I get up off the well, actually, no. I fall down the well, and the arduous part is then climbing back up the well. I probably have some, like, picks or something, pitons of some sort, to, like, get myself up, and I'm climbing up these stalks of these dinner plate-sized fungus that I've been cutting off, so I can do it. Like, I'm not stuck down there forever. It's not super smooth stone in this well, but it's hard. And as I come up over the well, the purple grass is behind me, and in front of me is a joker, which is nothing. I did not take the jokers out of this deck. Whoops. So we're gonna just take that. We're gonna... How does this discard pile work? Teach me, Roll20, somebody. What is this? It's a 3 of diamonds. The 3 of diamonds is, so diamonds are living beings, by a gentle river. So I come up, out of this well, and I don't, like... It's not, like, right in front of me, because it would be silly to have a well right beside a river. But I think I see, like, a path. And I'm like, oh, a path! And I kind of, like, wander along the path. And it's a very thin path. It doesn't look like a person-made path. And there's a little river. And I think, see, now I'm wondering what about this gentle river makes people want to have dug a well. And I think it's probably another... And I think that's a mystery. I think I just don't know, but there's like a little river and there's like little bunnies. They have like little, instead of, like, they have their floppy ears, but they also have like antennae sticking out of them, and they have these like kind of leaf shape like things on top of their antennae that like kind of twitch in different ways, and it looks like they might be using them to like feel the air currents, because they like, as I like kind of take a step forward, they all kind of scatter. And the next thing I discover I rolled a 1. So this is also long and arduous to get to. This has just been a bad, like a long, slow planet. So I think there's probably just a lot of planes in between. But let's see what I find first. I find a Queen of Hearts. Hearts are more ruins. And the queen is in deep water. Okay, so... I think I'm just following along the river. And then I come to this lake. And the water looks kind of red from the reflection of like just from the particles in the air, I guess. It's safe to breathe, but like whatever's in the air is kind of yeah, just like making things kind of red. And it's not like it's safe to breathe, like I'm not gonna die, but it's like it's not fun to breathe. And I probably have like a little masky thing just to purify the air. But yeah, the water's kind of reflected red because of these like dust particles in the air, and probably some like red algal stuff on the edges of this lake. And in this lake is what looks to be a tower. And I think my little scanner doohickey scans the water and the top of this tower, and it's like there's only probably a few feet of tower up out of the water, and then below it is this like huge stone structure just in this lake. And I think this lake is probably like fed by a waterfall or something. And I don't know what's up. It looks really weird. So what else do I find? A 3. A 3 is I come upon it suddenly. This is a 2 of spades, natural phenomena. So I think I hear this crackle of thunder, and I see in the clouds, like it doesn't come down, or actually no, that's cooler. I see this lightning just like come and hit something at the top of the tower, and it causes like a very like it's very controlled, like there's not an explosion or anything, but it causes all of the particles in the air to like burn a little bit, and things get really, really smoky, and smell like really, really nice, kind of like a sandalwoody incense kind of smell. But I'm really glad that I have my breathing thing, because it's quite a thick smoke. And that's what I see. And I'm rolling again. Did that roll? Yes, I did. I come upon something else suddenly. Things were really, really hard, and now I'm just like bang, 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 bang. This is the King of Diamonds. Diamonds are living beings. And King is floating in the air. Okay, so I think it's really, really smoky after all of these particles have ignited. And then I think there are these like little birds. Or like, I think they're birds. They sound like birds. But as the smoke kind of clears, they're like stingrays floating in the air, making chirpy noises. And as they're like floofing through the air, they're actually clearing paths in the smoke. Like they're consuming this like sandalwoody smoke. And they just kind of like dart across the surface of the lake and into the foliage nearby. What do I got? I got a 2, so things are arduous again. This is the Jack of clubs. Clubs are plants or other immobile life. So, and I find these plants in the desert. So, I think this lake is like a little bit of a dead end. There's some really, really thick foliage nearby, like surrounding the lake. No, I think it's like a cliff, or not like a cliff, but there's like a rock face. And it would be hard to kind of like get up and over it. So I start to kind of go back the way I came. I don't want to get too far away from my ship. But this time I try and see if I can cut around the fields of this like long itchy purple wheat. And what I do find instead is I find a desert. And it's like a pretty weird desert area. 'Cause it's like almost like a video game where you're like, what, grass, desert. And there's like a line that somebody was like, this is now the desert zone. But it's not the desert zone. Sorry, words. You're in this, I'm in this desert zone, and so I'm kind of like walking along the edge. I don't want to get too far into the desert. I want to see if I can like follow the line of the grass a little bit. My scanner thing probably has like a GPS signal, so, or not like a GPS, but like a radar thing. So I know I'm vaguely going in the direction of the spaceship. And I see these giant cactuses. Once again, like regular size cactus, nothing is like giant as in like it is meant for people bigger than me. It's just like everything's tall, really, really tall. So it's like a regular, like when you think of a cactus, the fork shaped cactus thing. It's like a regular, that kind of cactus, but it's just super tall. And I kind of like go check it out. And and it has these like really long, wicked needles that are like probably about like an inch in diameter. And I like laser machete a couple of them off, and the water or the liquid inside this cactus is like sticky and smells really bad, and so I'm like, nope, this is not good for drinking, probably. And so I just use my own water and keep walking back to the ship. So now I've discovered this whole planet. Well, not really. There's apparently something happened. I don't know what it was, but something happened here at some point. There were people who could build, who lived here at some point, and they're not here anymore. And there was some kind of flooding that happened as well. But I have somewhere to be, so I can't just go. And let's name this planet. So we're still in Sector 01. This is 01 57. And we're going to call this Lilliput. Because I felt real small there. Yeah, I don't know how this works. One day I'll learn. So I'm gonna roll discover a new planet. This is another 3 thing. I think this is probably gonna be my last planet because I have some stuff to do today, so it'll be a little bit of a shorter stream. But I think I'm gonna keep going with this adventure for a little bit. Next week. So I'm gonna draw my 3 cards. You can see them. Oh. I think, was that my 8 of, yeah. I'm going to, no 8 of spades. And yeah. So, first thing I discover on this planet is arduous and hard to get to. I just need a nap. I'm just really tired. I think this is probably like the next day. I probably took a little bit of a nap, but then needed to land for a bit. I think the ship charges probably on some kind of like ultraviolet light, and it's just like easier to do that when the ship is like stopped and powered down. So like I have to land a little bit every so often, and that's why I'm skipping some planets, because I'm trying to find one that like has the right conditions to absorb this ultraviolet light close to kind of larger stars. So yes, this is long and arduous to get to. What is it? It's a 2 of clubs. This is a real club. This is a plant. It is under the light of the moons. Or moon. I think there's probably a lot of moons. But they're all very small. They're the moons of a nearby gas giant. And so they're probably about half the size of the moon as we see it. And there's like 4 of them all kind of in a row. And a plant. I've been finding a lot of plants. I think these look like just tall grasses, but as the sun sets, I find these grasses, all of a sudden they start to bloom into these like beautiful blue bioluminescent lily shaped flowers. And it's just kind of quiet and nice. And I was a little frustrated because I was stuck here to recharge, and then as soon as I landed, the sun went down, so I have to spend a whole day eating my mushrooms on this strange planet while I wait for it to recharge. But it's nice. These pretty blue flowers make it a little better. That was my cat. She scared me. I don't know if you heard that, but I certainly did. So while I'm chilling, this is while I'm resting, I find the 10 of hearts. I think hearts were... So 10 is on a cliff face. Hearts are ruins. So I think I'm in this like field of these flowers, but behind me is this big cliff face, and I'm on the bottom of it. And if I were in Breath of the Wild, I'd want to climb it, but I'm not. And I couldn't see this before, but as more of these lights, these blue lights start to bloom, I see this really kind of nice, or not nice, but the light kind of catches and illuminates this blue vein of this rock, and it's looks like the entrance to a temple, like a Zelda style temple, like up in the middle of the cliff face. There's no way for me to get there, and it looks kind of, upon closer inspection, looks like it's all being kind of caved in, so all you see is the entrance to this temple, but it is very cool and awesome looking. I say this because if this was a longer pull, I might go explore the temple a little more, but I only have 1 card left, so that's a 3. This is 4 of hearts, so I find another ruin. Okay, so maybe, and in a steep canyon. So I think what this is like, this is a terraced kind of tablelands thing, and it's So there's the cliff on one, the cliff with this ruin on one end, and then on the other edge of this like blue lily, bioluminescent lily field, there's a canyon like kind of straight down, and as the moon the shadows kind of pass, and the light starts to hit it in the canyon, I see this like very, very tall, spindly spire light up with this same color, and I see like a path carved in this rock mineral, going from the entrance on the cliff that I saw all the way cutting through across to this spire that also looks kind of very ruined, not like something I could go exploring in, but it's certainly cool and interesting. And that is going to be that planet, so we're gonna name it. We're gonna name this, I think this is probably in Sector 2. It's probably why I had to land, is because I used that push to get out of Sector 1. This is 0201. First, actually no, probably 04. It's 0204. Gas Giant's probably 01. And we're gonna call this Aurora. Auroros. Yeah, we're gonna call this Auroros because everything glowed a lot. No, Aurora means dawn. That doesn't make sense. We're gonna call this Lunas. Yeah. So, this has to be a short stream today because I got some stuff going on and I need to eat. But I am going to keep playing in this game as this particular Spacefarer later on. So thanks for hanging out with me. Here's the music that I was playing. All of it is by the Feature Brothers because I super like their music. It's really good. What did I things so I put out the tabletop RPG safety toolkit that Kiana Shaw and I compiled. You can go to bit.ly/ttrpg safety toolkit. That came out a couple weeks ago now, and we just tried to compile as many safety tools and references for using safety tools as we can find. It's obviously a living project. There's going to be more things coming. Follow me at JL_nice_girl to see all of that. You can find the panel to the audio Kiana and I did. The other thing that you can do now is subscribe to me on Patreon. I have a Patreon now. I had a Patreon before. Some of you have already been part of it, which thank you very much. But now this is the real I'm ready to do this launch, as opposed to you're my friends and you love me and you subscribe to my Patreon even though it wasn't 100% ready yet. So you can patreon.com/starving_soubrette. You can do things like vote on the games that I stream. Please do that, because I mean, I have this for at least another week, but the rest of the games in June, I don't know what I'm playing yet. So please do that. There's some good options there, and check out Alone Among the Stars. I'm gonna just put this in chat, by Takuma Okada. It's very, very cool. This is fun. I've had a great time, and I will see you. I'll see you on Monday for more Half Sick of Shadows. Talk to you later. Bye.